welcome back to your little home. How are you guys doing? I'm fine. I am doing good. It's the holidays. Everything is great, easy, manageable, which is good. I've been watching documentaries, reality TV, which it's funny because I don't like like I've never watched a Kardashian, I've never watched a Jersey Shore, I've never been into like those type of things, but I love like social experiments like Married at First Sight, Love is Blind. So I was watching Married at First Sight, and I'm the type of person who never finishes a season. So I watched the last one. I don't even know what season it was, and I really don't care. But this season isn't. To be honest with you guys, I'm never gonna say this season. The season that I'm watching is interesting. There's this girl. Her name is Rachel. She's an independent, quote unquote, modern girl. She's married to this traditionalist who's like, "Hey, I worked hard so I can be able to be a provider and everything, and this is what I want. Like, I want to provide for my wife. I want to do this. I want to do that. Blah 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 blah." And this girl's like, "Oh my god, but I'm an independent woman. I'm a this. I'm a that." And as an independent woman, I'm like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up. Let this man take care of you." And it was just interesting that I have that reaction because of how I currently feel about things in my own life and everything. But I also understand where she's coming from, right? And so that's why today I wanted to make an episode about understanding the independent woman, because I feel like people like to throw it as an insult, like, oh yeah, because when people say that, it's like it has a negative connotation. It's like, oh, you want to be the man, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do blah blah blah. And I think one of the things that I'm very thankful for my college experience is not only has it given me the skill to comprehend things, but it has given me the skill to like understand. And I get comprehend and understand kind of like have the same meaning, but I feel like when you comprehend something, I feel like you comprehend the sort of like the theoretical, right? But when you understand something, it's like you can see yourself in it. That's just how I differentiate the two words, right? So looking at this girl and just trying to equating this to my background, that of my friends and everything, and I'm just like, this man needs to understand this woman, and I feel like men in general, society in general, the submissive housewife needs to understand this, because we get more flack from women as much as we get flack from men. We also get flack from submissive women, because they feel like they're more women than us, because we have quote unquote masculine energy or whatnot. They call us lesbian and shit like that, but I feel like there needs to be an understanding, right? So let's talk about the profile of an independent woman. In my experience, outside of the idea of that, or like, again, from my own family history, like, women were going to work, they were educated, there was this idea of like, you need to make something of yourself, like you cannot just depend on a man. Outside of that, when you come from a culture where you're the firstborn, so you have responsibility as a firstborn, regardless of your gender, that affects you as a person. And I feel like because in the olden days, they did not really put attention towards girls, right? Think about the monarchy, right? If a girl was born first, like regardless of whether she was born first, like her little brother will be king. And that was It's true in a lot of archaic mindset, which includes in European traditions, right? But in my generation, my mother's generation, and like, yeah, let's say my mother's generation, there was this idea that regardless of your gender, being the firstborn, you bear the responsibility of a whole family. So a lot of independent women are firstborn. They are coming from this idea of like, I'm a firstborn, I'm the little mom, I'm the little dad. Since we're talking about women, let's just focus on the women part, right? I'm the little mom, I'm the little dad. There's expectation. And you realize that being a firstborn and a girl, there's extra expectation. There is an extra layer to the expectation. Because not only are you the head of the train, but not because you're a woman, you have to reach out to your natural abilities of being a nurturer, of being the cook, of being the cleaner, to be able to be responsible for those who comes after you. Right? So that's the first thing. The second profile that I've realized is that some independent girls are the only girls in the house. Right? You can be the only girl with brothers or just like a set of 3 girls and everything. And being a girl, the mentality is you have to know how to do this, you have to know how to do that, because there is an expectation that in your life you're going to be taking care of somebody. You're going to be taking care of a man or a child. So you have to be responsible. You have to know how to do things. You have to be this, you have to be that. Right? Another one is being raised by a single parent's household. A lot of independent women are raised by their single mothers. They've seen how their mother struggled. They've seen how hard their mother had to work to make things happen. In a way, their mother played the father role because they were going to work. They were making the money. They were bringing home the dough. And as a first child, as the girl, you were the one who were doing the housework. You were the one that was making sure the homeworks get done. Right? And the other profile is they come from low income household. Like they all started from the bottom, right? They all started from the bottom. So when you understand where somebody's coming from, you can understand why they have the mindset that they do. It's so hard for me especially, like as somebody who is responsible, like hell, I feel like I'm responsible for my mother. And I've talked about this so many times, but it's so hard when you've been in a positionality where you have to take care of others to not be told that all of those energy that you had, you need to dial it down in order to be with somebody. How am I supposed to dial it down? Like, how am I supposed to not come off as quote unquote controlling? Because I've been controlling everything. How am I supposed to be like always on? So because I'm dating you, because I'm married you, you think that it's going to be very easy for me to just, okay, I don't feel that anymore. And I think the reason why it's hard to date for an independent girl is because people do not understand where you're coming from. They see your label as a woman. They project their vision of what you are supposed to be to them. And they want you to act accordingly without acknowledging that you upbringing experiences where what they're expecting of you is hard for you to accommodate. As somebody who's always been taking care of others, I don't have a submissive bone in my body because I always had to be on top of things, right? So if you're asking me to like belittle myself, I don't know how to do that because I never had to belittle myself for anything. I always had to be in front of things. And as I'm working to take a step back from stuff, you have to understand that I cannot belittle myself to make yourself feel good. I cannot belittle myself to make yourself feel good. And I get it, some men are like, yeah, but we're raised to be a provider and everything. That does not mean you cannot provide. And honestly, providing for a independent person is giving them the space to be themselves. That's a form of providing. And I'm not saying that I'm opposed to you buying a house, I'm opposed to buying a car, I'm opposed to you opening door. No, I want that. I want to be pampered. I want that. Most independent girls want that. But the stuff that we don't like or we don't want is, I don't want to belittle myself. And this is the form of belittling yourself, right? If you buy the house and the house is in your name, I will feel like I'm living in your house. I want you to understand the mindset of independent women, because again, when they come from poverty or they come from single parents household and everything, right? They are very prideful. They don't want to feel abandoned. They want to earn money for themselves because they be like, listen, if this doesn't work out, I don't want to end up like my mother. I don't want to start again from the bottom. That's why it's important for them to have something for themselves. That's what's important for me to buy a house with my husband. I want us to buy a house together with both of our names. Because I told y'all, the one phrase a man would say to me that will guarantee my 30 years to life jail sentence is get out of my house. The one sentence that a man can say to me that will guarantee my 30 years to life prison will be get out of my house. Because when you're being sweet, when you're being cute, you were like, oh yeah, baby, I bought you this, yeah. But it's your house. It's your house. So this girl Rachel being freaked out by how he doesn't want to let her contribute to things, it's scary. It's scary because you have to understand where she's coming from. Again, me, my mother, and my brother were homeless for a year and a half because my father was a breadwinner, and when he didn't want to provide for us, he made sure we ended up on the streets. That's why I have it's a big deal for me to have a life of my own. It's a big deal for me to have money of my own. I want to build with someone. We will have a joint account, but I will still have my own account. I will have my own account because I will want to have that. And it's so weird because you want to be in love and give yourself away completely and everything. And it's weird to be And because sometimes I feel like, oh my God, if I'm thinking about this, am I going to have reservations? Am I going to be truly in love with him? How is it going to play out and everything? But I have to build a safety net for when shit goes wrong. So it's not about wanting to be a man. It's about having security. And the best way a man can give an independent woman security is honestly understanding why she feels the way she feels. The reason why it's really hard for independent women to find suitable mates is because there's always this ask of belittling yourself for me. And it is not even in our DNA because we have never, based on the profiles where we come from, being the firstborn, being girls with a single mother, coming from poverty. Like, no poor person who have made it wants to go back to being poor. Nobody. So everyone wants security. But I do feel like some of us do a little bit too much, though. These girls were doing way too much. He wants to buy this. Like, fool, buy it as long as my name is on it. Buy it so I can save my own money and use your money. Like, yes, buy it. And again, although I understand the fear or why some girls are very extreme with it, because, this, again, is this security feeling, right? I feel like if somebody approached me and make himself a soft place to land on, then I'm willing to go all in and work with you. And I think with love married at first sight, the reason why it's scary is because you just married a stranger. Or you just married a stranger, you don't really know this person, blah, blah, blah. So that's why. But I feel like if they were dating and she got to really know this person and he laid the foundation for her to be to relinquish some of the weight. Because it's heavy to be always strong or to always be independent, to think that you can only fend for yourself and everything. Because not only are you fending for others, most of the time you're fending for others without really acknowledging yourself. You have to squeeze time in for yourself. And I think for me, again, every man that I've seen from 2021 to 2023, these are the last type of men these are the last bad batch of men I'm dating. I prophesize and I affirm my next one is my husband. And now I just sound like my mother, because my mother, you used to be like, you're gonna date your husband, right? And everything. And I feel like, you know what, I should have listened to her, because I kind of went in real quick with just like, oh Lord, I'm single. I've been single for a lot of years, so let me just whoever came along, I dealt with them and they were all crazy. But my next man is my husband. He is my husband. So I'm gonna date different this year. I'm gonna date with the intentions of having a husband. I feel like in the last 2 years I really didn't care. So it was easy for me to cut people off, right? It's like, whatever, bye. But I feel like this time, because of all those different dating experiences, I have a good idea of what I did wrong. And I have a good idea of the red flags from the men. Right? So, yeah, don't brush it off. Try to understand us. Try to understand us. And I think if you understand us, you're going to have the best partner, because independent women they will hold you down because they're used to holding people down. But we don't want to hold down the wrong person. The reason why we're so picky is because, for me, for example, I did not have a choice to take care of my brother. It was imposed on me, right? Because you're the oldest, you're the sister, you take, right? Being in my house, I take care of everything. Because again, my mother's like, oh, my English is not good, so you know how to speak, blah, 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 right? She'll just impose stuff on me because you don't choose your family. So I did not choose to take care of this person, right? Of these people. But with my partner, I'm choosing. And with us, it's like we have to make the right choice. Because you don't want to use the same energy that you use for people that you did not choose to somebody that you chose. So that's why when I go on it, I will scrutinize your ass. Like an FBI interrogation will be easier than dating me because I would scrutinize your ass, right? I would ask questions because again, I'm not just making a money investment, but I'm making an emotional investment. I'm making a time investment because I'm just like, you have to come right. You have to be right. Because I do want that soft place to land on. And it's funny because I think the last person I was talking to, he was, at first glance, he's like, oh yeah, you independent women or this or that, blah, 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 blah. And then when we started talking and everything, and then he was like, huh, so you're like a woman. And I was like, what does that mean? He's like, because I thought you're going to fight me over everything, but like, you're like submissive. I'm like, I'm submissive? But I guess he just meant like, the perception that he had was very different than what he was experiencing, which is true. You'll be very different. So if you just brush off, I'd be like, oh yeah, oh my God, this lesbian energy, masculine energy, independent woman, I don't want to talk to her. It's like, no, you're missing out on a good thing because we know how to hold you down. We know how to hold you down financially, romantically, educationally. Like, I will hold your feet to the fire on everything. I will hold your feet to the fire on everything. Like, you are not going to go to jail with me because I'll be like, listen, I need to know A, B, C, D, and Z. Right? I will help you. We help each other. And this will be equally yoked because you are helping me and I'm helping you. So yeah, I hope their marriage lasts. I don't know if they're going to make it. Let's see how this plays out. But I just felt like y'all need to be very easy on us and try to understand, because this girl's coming from, from a Hispanic family. They came from the bottom and everything, and you're just trying to swoop in to be like, oh yeah, I'm like, you are scaring her. It is intimidating, because if you don't understand why she feels the way she feels, you are not being compassionate, so it will be really hard for her to open to you. Simple as that. I think I rumbled and mumbled and said a bunch of stuff, but I hope it made sense. As always. Bye, y'all. Talk to you later.